What is the sneakiest thing you did to get back at an awful neighbor? I'd been living in Maplewood Heights for 6 peaceful years, like front porch coffee and wave at your neighbors kind of peaceful. Bob from across the street would walk his dog and say morning, like clockwork. Mrs. Chen handed out homegrown tomatoes like she was running a produce stand. Everyone stayed in their lane, helped when needed, and life was just nice. Then Barbara moved in, and Maplewood went from wholesome to horror show real fast. Within a month, she'd gotten herself elected as the new HOA president. Not by campaigning or being helpful, just by being aggressively involved and somehow completely unavoidable. Barbara treated her new role like she was the dictator of a gated kingdom. She fined the Johnsons $50 for leaving their trash bins out 1 hour too long. Started enforcing approved flower colors in front yards, red, white, and blue only, because apparently it was HOA, USA edition now. I got a written warning, a literal citation, for having a wind chime on my back porch. The kind that makes soft little tinkles when a breeze rolls through. Not exactly a drum set, but according to Barbara, it violated the auditory tranquility clause, which she made up. Still, I tried to live and let live, until Tuesday. I came home from work to find my driveway completely empty. My car was gone. Thought it was stolen, so I called the cops in a full panic. Nope, turns out Barbara had my car towed. Why? Because, I kid you not, she claimed my silver Honda was blocking community aesthetics, because it was parked at a slight angle, in my own driveway. The tow cost me $200 to get it back. That was the final straw. I stomped over to her place, knocked on her door, ready to keep it civil but firm. She opened it with this smug smile that made me want to flip her garden gnome collection. I said, "You had my car towed from my driveway?" She just folded her arms and said, "If you don't like following community standards, maybe you should consider moving somewhere else." I didn't move. Instead, I went full mission, petty ops. Step 1, camera system. I dropped $400 at the electronics store on a 4-camera, night vision, audio recording security setup. Mounted them so they all faced outward, onto my yard, the sidewalk, the community areas, and directly at Barbara's house. Then I waited. Within 2 weeks, I hit the HOA jackpot. Night 1, Barbara dragging 3 crusty old paint cans and a box of rusty tools to the woods behind the community playground. She straight up dumped them over the fence. Full-on illegal dumping, 100% against HOA and city rules. Night 5, she snuck her tiny white poodle onto the tennis court after hours. Let the little guy treat the court like a litter box. No cleanup. Week 3, the masterpiece. Barbara caught on camera, can of brown spray paint in hand, covering up chalk drawings on the Wilsons' fence. Drawings made by their 8-year-old daughter. Rain-washable chalk. She didn't ask permission, just defaced their property like some anti-art vigilante. I compiled everything. Clear timestamps, high-res images. I even threw in a few printed copies of relevant HOA bylaws and city ordinances, like I was preparing for trial. But I didn't go to the HOA board. Barbara was the board. So I went straight to the city's environmental agency and the local police department. Within a week, both showed up at Barbara's door. Environmental hit her with a $4,000 fine for dumping hazardous waste. Police charged her with vandalism and trespassing, both on the tennis court and the Wilsons' property. Barbara tried to spin it. I was just maintaining community standards, but my footage? Crystal clear, full HD, surround sound of her muttering about that ugly chalk mess while spray painting it brown. HOA called an emergency meeting. It was glorious. 94% of residents voted to remove Barbara as president. Even her own husband voted yes, after finding out Barbara fined him $50 for his truck being too dusty. Barbara resigned in full disgrace. Walked around the block the next day in silence while people watered their lawns and did not wave back. And me? I got a full written apology, a refund for my towing bill, a new HOA policy banning arbitrary fines, and most importantly, my wind chimes are still out there, singing in the breeze like little metal victory bells.